Hello everyone, I'm at the SDSU Transit Center, still in San Diego, California. I ended up not moving on from San Diego, as I said in my last video, because some stuff happened, and I guess that's just how, the way things go. Sometimes you can't always plan things, but anyway. I'm super excited to make this video. I've been thinking about it for a very long time about what I would say. But I think in this very moment, the most important thing to acknowledge is that the universe gave me a sort of like really powerful and important tap on the shoulder that it was time for me to make this. And I'm going to talk about what that was. So I believe that people in this world are reflections of ourselves. And I just met a man on the train who was a very clearly repressed aspect of myself that I needed to address, and this was around things about gender for me. I am androgynous non-binary, as it says in my Instagram profile, andro_nb. That's what that means. It means that I'm trans and I identify as being really the whole spectrum of gender, but I don't identify as any particular gender, man or woman, or really even in between. I'm more fluid, and if you don't understand what that means, I'll explain more about it as we get into the video. But first I want to talk about this conversation, the situation that sort of just went down. So on the bus on the way here, because I'm going to be working on my website today and stuff like that, I met this man who heard me talking on the phone to one of my friends about the chakras, and so he starts telling me what he knows about the chakras, and he's a Reiki practitioner and everything like that. I've been meeting and running into Reiki practitioners a lot lately, and the one thing that I've noticed so far is that there's a few of them out there who definitely have like a spiritual ego or guru complex. I'll make a video about that so that you know exactly what I'm talking about, but the basic rundown is that they feel they have all the answers, right? So these are people who often talk at you in a really persistent kind of way and attempt to convince you to their point of view, and not be able to be sort of detached from that. They'll just sort of kind of preach at you, and they will also insist that they have nothing within themselves that needs to be healed or worked on, which, I felt his energy field, and as an empath, I can feel when people still have tension there, and he definitely still had some tension there. So I think I was there to kind of deliver a message back to him, because when he started talking about gender was when I really lost track of, wanting to listen to him, because he started saying things like, women like you're the creators of this universe and stuff like that. And I believe that we're all creators, and it's not about the body. So he made assumptions based on my body about what essentially my role and my energy is supposed to be like. And to me, that's all cultural. I believe that that gender is egoic in nature. So it's about the identity, it's about the individual, it's about you as an individual and how you move through this world. And I believe that whatever way that you do that is something that you should be able to name for yourself. So if that means that you are a cisgender person who's not trans and identifies with the cultural constructs sort of that go along with whatever gender that has been assigned to your body, then that's fine. But I want to acknowledge that these energies that we take on and label as man, woman, or androgynous are able to be sort of alchemized. And that is what I want to talk about too, is what alchemy is in terms of gender. So, for instance, imagine that you've associated yang energy, so outward energy, with strength or with power, or forcefulness, or assertiveness, because I think of gender in terms of assertiveness and nurturance, so outward and inward energies, yin and yang, and what those energies have been labeled as culturally throughout time. So say that we associate strength with yang and associate yang with the body of somebody who has an outward sexual instrument, a penis. and a high sex drive. Say we have that association, but then there's so many cis women out there, you know, with vaginas who are strong, who are assertive, and very sexual in nature, and that just completely kind of it debunks everything that we think about gender, because you know it's way less about the body and more about how you interact with others and what kind of a job that you're interested in doing, and what kind of presentation that you have. But it goes so far beyond that. You know, it's really hard to make a 10-minute video about it because people do their entire master's degrees on gender studies. There's so much to learn. So for him to come and tell me that gender is a specific way, and because I have a specific body, that means I have a specific spiritual role, I find that information to be kind of damaging. Additionally, I told him then that I was transgender, and that I feel that as a non-binary person that I kind of already have a tendency to be balanced in energies, in terms of like being able to do both masculine and feminine things like fairly seamlessly. He looked at that as, I think, a threat to what he already believed, and also the fact that he had the guru complex, like he felt like he needed to know everything. It was instantly threatening for me to say that to him, and he responded pretty condescending, I felt. When he said, well, if you feel that you're a gender then you weren't born as, then that means that your chakras are out of balance. And that got me mad. I'll admit that got me angry, because I think that everybody's chakras are out of balance, first of all, and I also think that it has nothing to do with gender at all. I've accepted myself to a degree, but the fact that he's popping into my reality is telling me, like, no, I haven't fully accepted the fact that I'm transgender, and on some deep subconscious level, I believe that there is something inherently wrong with me, and that is why I am the way I am. But it gave me an opportunity to tell him, like, no, actually, I've been reading a lot, and I've realized through my learnings that a lot of the indigenous shamans of the past identified as not having any particular gender at all, and I think that's part of being able to walk between worlds. And yeah, he started talking about his credentials, how long he's been studying Reiki and all this stuff, and like, I want to tell you right now, that doesn't matter. Like, we all have a different life experience, and each one of us has something different to offer. And what does that have to do with gender? Well, gender teaches us different things. Being in an energy, being of an energy, allowing that energy to flow through you will bring you specific types of knowledge, or specific types of experiences. So if you are trans and you are experiencing, what you would see as a discordance within your body between the archetype, which is your inward or outward, or whatever parts you have, if you feel that that doesn't match, that's okay, because transgender people have a very specific and important purpose in this world, which is to teach others how to alchemize that energy. So how to change an energy from being a man energy into being an energy that is accessible to everyone. So, or a feminine energy, and changing that energy to be something that everybody can have, everybody can do, without feeling ashamed about themselves, or without feeling like they need to even fit into a specific label. I'm a fan of the idea that anybody could change their gender on and off at any time, and have it just be like a sort of goalpost, or a marker of where they're at in terms of like how they want to be interacted with on a cultural level, or how they would like to interact with the world. But like I said, it's egoic. So a lot of times, obviously we acknowledge the spirituality, sometimes ego gets in the way. So for me, in my past in being transgender, that has been a lot about attempting to control the people around me by saying like, oh no, you need to call me this, and have that be validating my ego in terms of like, this is who I am. But what I realized was that I had to stop trying to control what other people were calling me and doing to me, and that I have to continually validate myself as a non-binary person, either by like putting these messages out there and just kind of saying like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with me. And also continually the self-love talk and everything like that, and being like, even if I've got people surrounding me who don't understand my experience, that doesn't mean it's not valid and it's not real. So if you're watching this and you're having that experience too, this message is for you too. Like, there's nothing, it's not about your chakras, okay? Your chakras are about very specific things that if you go through, you'll find that each one has a balance of masculine and feminine energy within it. Also, if you're cis and watching this, non-binary is not like the ultimate spiritual goal in terms of like identity. You don't have to identify as non-binary to have balanced masculine and feminine energies. It's all in the alchemy. And I'm going to do more videos about gender, more videos about alchemy, more videos about, you know, spiritual ego and guru and stuff like that. But I really just wanted to put that message out there for you guys because for me, super important. And, you know, again, with the alchemy, I took a situation where somebody's pissing me off and made me really angry, and I took that and I turned it into the passion to channel this message for you and make this video something that will hopefully help, you know, people to watch for as long as this channel is in existence. So thank you very much for watching this. Blessed be. I'm going to be reposting my website again later. So it's going to have a review portal. So I'm working on like gathering the reviews of all the readings I've been doing with people and putting them in one place so that people can kind of see what type of tarot readings I do. I didn't mention earlier in the video, but I'm a tarot reader. So I have a focus also on helping people with gender and sexuality issues in my readings. So if you want to get a reading from me, check out my website, safaloritarot.wordpress.com. I also have Instagram, safaloritarot. I want people to go and check it out and see what I'm all about. But this is kind of like a huge part of me that I feel very blessed to be able to experience in this lifetime. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and send this video to anybody who you think would enjoy the relevance of its message. And I'll just say ciao for now.